My loves, how are you? So, from yesterday's message, a few things have been standing out to me that I wanted to sort of dive a bit deeper into today. And one was where the Divine Masculine Collective was showing where they're sort of standing in the depths of the density, holding the space so the light can get in. And also, well, what I actually felt, what I saw as the day went on yesterday was like it's going to reach a point, a precipice point, where enough of those new energies will be seated and the masculine will be able to pop up out of that. So I wanted to share that. I'm sure there's going to be more with that unfolding. But also, there was a spot within that message that was really standing out to me. And it was where things went from feeling very dark, very heavy to the sun card, which is that very light, bright card. And like I said in that message, my normal instinct would be to like sort of see what happens within that. But I didn't want to dilute that message that was coming through so strongly around that possibility and strong potential for things to go from seemingly dragging on, nothing really happening, to boom, the light comes on and there's a lot of beautiful forward movement. Another thing that sort of transpired after that that felt significant to me is while working in a session yesterday with someone who's been sort of having these continuous heavier energies, but like really like plugging through those and doing a wonderful job working on it. During the session, the joy energy came through very, very, very strong. And it felt important to embody and embrace joy. And yes, we want truth and we want love, but that frequency of joy feels important to begin seeding at a deeper level. Even when we're feeling the heavier energies, even when the sadness might be up or the depression or the worries or the fears, it feels important for us. If this aligns with you, of course, I don't ever tell anybody what to do. But if it resonates, it's sort of like intending to plant seeds of joy, even in the darkness. You know what I mean? So it's like planting love, planting joy, planting prosperity in the darkness, in the shadows, which to me, the more I talk about this, the more it makes sense, right? Because you take a seed and you plant it in the ground, in the soil, in the darkness. And that is where it begins to build the strength to birth anew and bring forth new energy, new life, new plants, new life force, right? So it all starts from this little dormant seed in the darkness. And this feels significant. And as I'm talking to you now, it's sort of coming through with the masculine collective. And they're bringing me immediately to that message of the bamboo. And the bamboo seeds get planted, and it looks like nothing is happening, but it's really under the ground in the soil, growing for 5 years. And then once it sprouts above the ground, it grows like 90 feet in like 5 days. And so many have said that does the bamboo tree grow in 5 days or 5 years in 5 days? And the answer is both, right? And I remember speaking about this a while back, but I'm really feeling the significance of this at this time. And I am going to dive deeper into this. I do feel that the masculine collective is wanting to come through to share some insights on this. And I'm seeing the shaman dream, and actually, the animal deck wants to come through. In fact, the animal deck wants to come through first. So let's see what the masculines would like to share around this significant energy transformation that's been happening beneath the surface all along. And then there's going to be this like massive growth on the surface. So they're also reminding me like a lot of this big, huge collective planetary ascension energy really started to take another level and shift in 2020. And now we're preparing to move into 2025. So we're moving into that 5 year mark. So just like I sort of said about the bamboo, that feels significant. And then we have more of the fives, the 5 years and the 5 days. And I don't know, there's definitely something coming through with this. And as many of you know, if you tap into the energy of the numbers, um, like 555 often means being moved. Five in a life path number is freedom and discipline. I'm very familiar with that. That's my life path number. So, in that essence and the energy of it, as I'm going to talk about it, is sort of that ability to stabilize yourself in a big container like as you're building that muscle, you're stabilized. And because of your ability to stabilize and the discipline to maintain that stabilization, it actually allows for a tremendous amount of freedom. And so this is what wants to come through for the divine masculine and feminine collectives simultaneously before I dive into the cards. So when you think of it, the feminine essence craves that freedom, that ability to be uncontained in the sense that unbridled, beautiful creation energy, right? That wildness of that gorgeousness, the unbound essence. And the masculine essence is a building, containing essence, which wants things to be stable and anchored and solid, right? And so you would think that those two seem opposing, but in actuality, the most gorgeous, powerful creations that come forward are the ones that are working in harmony together. So when you have a container, the masculine essence that is big enough to support the essence of the wildness of the feminine, gorgeous creativeness, but then the feminine essence can feel safe enough to actually grow and expand and build. And then the masculine is in that essence and purpose by holding the container. And so it's a perfect example of the essence of freedom and discipline. That discipline essence of being stabilized and the freedom essence of being able to be unbound in your creative essences. And this is what we see in seeds, in plants, in gardens, right? And then you have like your garden container. So, okay, there's a lot coming through with this, as you can tell. And what I'm feeling, even as I'm bringing forth this message, is why we work on the internal union energies, because as we learn to do this within ourselves, hold ourselves in our container, and then allowing our internal creations to come forward in that beautiful, stabilized manner, we're learning how to work with all of our own essence, but then we're also, again, learning how to respect and honor and appreciate are sacred union connections, okay? Because regardless of what polarity you identify as, you hold both masculine and feminine, and you came into your initiation with your counterpart so that you could develop all of those keys and information within you so that you could blossom into your full potential within your own right. And then as you sync back up and work together in those harmonious union energies, in the energetics, and then landing into the physical world is when these new earth creations really start to bloom and blossom in a new way. Wow, wow, wow. Didn't expect these messages to come through in this way. So I want to thank the masculines, and what's coming through to me is as they break through those shadows, as they break through the shame and the blame and the guilt, the level of growth that is underneath that is sort of like the masculines bursting forth as a huge forest or garden or farm. in that realization that they have been growing so much all along. And now they're just in this phase of actually releasing themselves from the blame and the shame and the guilt so that they can bloom into the gorgeousness and the truth of who they are as a sacred masculine collective. This is gorgeous. All right, what else do they want to bring through? Wow, I'm almost like shaky, but in a different way. Wow. Bee spirit, sweet results await. And again, the bee energy really works with the essence of the sun. And the sun is that masculine essence, and the sun is that beautiful yellow, which brings forth once again to me that essence of joy. This joy energy wants to land so deeply. I think I'm going to do either a sacred circle of love or a joy group because I feel like if we can work within that together, hold that space and bring it in. Yep, I'm gonna do a sacred circle of love, which is a group session that I hold by donation. And we're going to do it on the topic of anchoring and stabilizing joy. All right, my loves. So by the time I post this, I will have that set up and I will put it in the pinned comment and over in the community, the post forum, so that you can get that information and join me if you feel guided. But it feels with everything that's happening that as we can stay in the frequency of joy or bring it in, right? I say stay, but it's like that's not sustainable 24/7, right? But if we're embodying and intending more of the frequency of joy, it's going to be easier to embody or move more quickly through when we're sort of faced with those fears or concerns or uncomfortable energies. And there's something about this bee essence. There's a couple things coming through with the bee energy. One is the hum and the voice and the sacred sound of your own essence. And feeling the power of bringing your voice more deeply into your body, maybe some chanting or toning or vibrating of your voice, like really paying attention to and inviting your sacred sound and your voice into your body, activating more and more of your own essence and life force energy. And then the second part of the message that's coming through is actually how the bees work together, like the beehive and the essence of organization. And it's actually coming through as sort of like the bees are very free in the sense that they are able to fly and go and do whatever they want to do. But there's always that mind and that essence of oneness where they're working collectively for that higher good of the whole hive. And there's a very powerful organization power that the bee essences hold. And so I feel guided to have you connect with the bee essences and energies in spirit totem in your own unique way. If you want to drop some messages in the comments around that, you're more than welcome to. But it feels powerful to spend some time with the bee essence and energy and allow them to work with you and support these new energies coming in. And also, as we know, what happens with the bees? The bees fertilize the garden. The bees support this process of the plants in growing, bearing the fruits. So the bees are really coming forward. Wow, it's hitting me deeper. The bee essence wants to work with the twin flame divine counterpart collective within building the new earth essences, the new structures, the new communities, the new unity consciousness, and the sacred union partnerships coming into embodied form on our gorgeous planet. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's see what else the masculines have for us. Okay. So we have vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. And what this actually feels like to me is that there's sort of this cloud that is lifting within the masculine collective where things were veiled and they were not really able to see. That is all becoming much clearer. And I think I touched in on that a week or two ago, but it's really being reiterated right now. And it feels important to honor that this is all happening in the divine and perfect timing. Many of the masculines were sort of blindfolded to what was happening on a bigger scale so that the feminines could stay focused and work on the parts that she was needing to work on. And now that she's more stabilized and anchored, he's now able to sort of take that blindfold off and is beginning to see more clearly. But it feels like it's still sort of in this dance of remembering or you know, I want to say reawakening because I feel like these are things that the masculines knew, but then sort of went dormant, just like the seed. But now all of that nourishment is coming in. We have the fallen angel, spiritual narcolepsy, and heart home compassion that came out together. And so this is a deeper message that's sort of reiterating what's already been coming through in terms of sort of where things went dormant, asleep, almost like, totally seemingly disconnected from that higher spiritual realm. And as those clouds are lifting, it's reopening the heart and bringing forth the true essences of the masculines, the feminines, the collective in general. And so the truth of, I don't even know what I want to say right now, but let's just say it. The divine truth is awakening within the masculine collective. And what I'm sensing is that it was always there and it's all happening in divine timing. There was nothing any of us could do to speed this up or slow it down or stop it. It just is thawing out and reawakening at the perfect timing, just like the dormant seed. It knows exactly when the conditions are right for it to start to grow and blossom, right? The seed in the ground is not going to start sprouting in the middle of the frozen winter, right? It's going to wait till it starts to feel the warmth and the nutrients. And then it knows, oh, wow, okay, now I can open back up. And I know it's ironic because here where I am in the Northern Hemisphere, we're just moving into winter. But when we're thinking in terms of the energetics, we're working on these essences in the energies, and it feels very much that they will be thawing and landing more directly in the physical as we move into the spring and summer months. But it very much feels to me that this warming, this thawing, this process, this fertilization is underway. All right, my loves. And when it is ready, it does feel that things will be moving very, very swiftly. I love this message. Looking forward to bringing in and embodying and sharing more essences of joy with you. I would love to hear from you. How does this feel for you? I know the energies have been quite heavy, so it feels nice to go deeper into the other side of these messages. And I hope that you're having a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Much love.